I wanted that big bougie ring without the price tag. Hi, I'm Naomi Peris, and today we are talking about beautiful sparkly moissanites. That's right, you guys have been asking me for such a long time, where did I get my ring? How did I get it? Can you order one? Can you get one? I'm going to go through all the details of this ring, and I'm going to tell you my whole story about how this ring came about. Not as simple as just buying it over the internet, guys. Those of you who have messaged me, I have told you that this ring was custom made. I custom made this ring with my own design. I found a factory to make this ring for me, and I sourced really high quality moissanite stones. So we're gonna get into all the details of this ring. If you guys are interested, by the end of this video, you will be able to purchase a ring like this if you want one. My story starts quite a long time ago, and that's a couple of years ago when I wanted a really big bougie ring to wear. It was a promise ring from my partner. I wanted it to be really, really special, so I decided to go on the hunt to find this ring. I looked all over the internet and I couldn't find the design that I wanted. There were a few rings that were close, but none were really the same. I even ordered a few cheaper ones online, and then when they came, they were just rubbish. So I went through a lot of duds, and I eventually got one made through a factory overseas, and it was made in sterling silver, and I have to be honest, I was not happy with that ring. This is a ring that you guys will probably recognize, and you'll think, wait a minute, I thought that was a ring that she just had on. This is slightly different. This is in an elongated cushion cut stone, and this is the ring that I wear in my earlier videos. Now on camera it probably looks beautiful and sparkly, but I will do some comparisons for you guys, and you will see the difference between the ring that I now have to the ring that I originally had. Also, the workmanship of this ring and the metal was not great. It is supposedly made out of sterling silver. However, it's not very strong at all. So I don't know, I think the levels, the percentage maybe isn't right. I had a lot of issues with this ring. The claws kept loosening. I was always fearful that I would lose the stone. This is not a moissanite stone, okay? This is just the cubic zirconia. When I wanted to reproduce this ring, I tried to find a really good factory to do this, and I couldn't find one for the life of me. It took me over 12 months, and then eventually I went, you know what? I'm just going to produce a really high quality one and be done with it. So enter stage right. This is basically what I now have, and I am blown away by the quality of this ring. I'm going to go through all the details with you guys, what I'm going to be reproducing, so you guys can have a version of this if you want one. But I just thought I would tell you about this little elongated cushion cut because it's kind of important to the story. This is the exact same setting, but it's just slightly different. The hidden halo underneath is slightly different. The stone is a cushion cut stone. You can sort of see there that, you know, this ring, the radiant cut, which is this one here, has got so many more facets. It really shines quite white, and this cubic zirconia is very grey, very silver looking, and there are not as many facets in this ring. So this is a cheaper ring. This one cost me around about $400. This one is a real gold, 14 karat gold, white gold ring. I also made a full eternity band all the way around, okay? So really, really beautiful, delicate band, and I really wanted the design to be like the stone is sort of plonked on top without this sort of heavy setting. So I created a really light, delicate setting that was very airy. Now this design was very, very deliberate. I wanted a hidden halo under here which has tiny milli stones in it. They're also moissanites and they are stunning. However, this open design, a lot of rings that are large like this have a really closed design. It was super important for me to have this open because I wanted to be able to clean it regularly. That was super important to me. I've realized that with stones like this and with rings like this, if you clean them, they look their absolute best. So my quest kind of ended when I decided that I wanted to make this in real gold, and I wanted it to be the highest grade moissanite stone that you can find. These stones are absolutely stunning. I don't think the camera does it justice. I will try and zoom in and show you guys really, really close. I only have 1 or 2 lights in this room, so you can sort of tell that, you know, this isn't a studio setup. I don't have studio lights on the ring, so it's not going to look the same as in a studio. Basically, yes, that is my ring. I have always wanted a radiant. I originally got the elongated cushion cut because they didn't have any radiant stones at that time in that factory. I'm not using that factory anymore, just a disclaimer. This ring is from a completely new factory, and a factory that specializes in high-grade moissanites as well as gold jewelry. The specs of this ring are that it's 14 karat real gold. This is a white gold. I can also do a yellow gold, and I can also do a rose gold because they are gold. Now I could have made it a higher gold count. I could have done 18 karat, but I didn't want it to be too soft. And if you guys know anything about gold, the higher the content of gold there is, the softer the metal is. So there's a chance of it coming loose or the stone coming loose, and I just didn't want to deal with that. So I've pulled it down to a 14 karat. I have a moissanite stone in a size, okay, this is a little bit tricky. I originally have my other ring, okay, which is a smaller stone. It has the same width and length, so top and bottom and sides. The length is the same, but because it's a cushion cut, it curves in on the corners up here and on the edges. This one is supposed to be a 27 karat, 27 equivalent carat. This one is larger than that, but it's safe to say that it's probably roughly around 27 carats in equivalent if you're trying to sort of measure up. But I like to give you the actual measurements, okay? And the measurement of this is 12 millimeters this way by 16 this way. But I will also have this ring available in a few other shapes. What I mean by that is that I can also do rounds. So this center stone, okay, the band will be exactly the same, and we'll go through that in a second, but the stones come in a round, they come in a princess, they come in a cushion cut, an oval, and a pear, and also of course the radiant. Now the round is going to be smaller than this, but it will be the same width. Okay, so I'll try and take the width measurement so that it sits nicely on the hand and it doesn't go out too far, or it's not too far in. There's going to be so many options for this ring, guys. I know that radiance cuts are not for everyone, so that's why I've decided to do them in a whole suite of other stone shapes, as well as metals, so different gold colors. And I'm also, for those of you that think that this ring is too big and bougie for you, I'm going to be doing a smaller version, but there'll only be one size stone, okay? So you won't be able to choose between 1 carat, 2 carat, 3 carat, 5, you know. I might just pick a 5 carat or a 9 carat, depending. I think 5 carat would probably be perfect. A 5 carat is a large, a very, very large, natural looking ring size in the stone. This is like, okay, you don't own yachts, so if you're wearing this ring, it's obviously not real. But it is, you know, a moissanite. So for those of you that don't know what moissanites are, they are probably the hardest stone that you can find down from diamonds. So diamond is the hardest stone, and then one step down is a moissanite, which is why I really wanted to get these rings made in a moissanite. These are lab created moissanite stones, so you don't need to worry about blood diamonds or anything like that. They're all sort of made in a lab, so that's all safe. So I will have the options on my site. If you guys are interested, you can click on the link and you can go on my site and have a look at all the options. This ring is 3,200 USD. It is up there, guys, and I will tell you because of two factors, and that is the fact that I'm using real gold. So if I wasn't using real gold and it was sterling silver, the price would be very different. And also the moissanite stone. So this moissanite stone, you can find moissanites, you know, around on the internet. Some are cheaper than others, depending on the cut and the quality of the moissanite. This is the highest grade moissanite stone that is available. I have not seen anything like this on the internet. I have tested and tried many different types of stones and many different types of moissanites, and these are just out of this world. The cut that they use and the quality, what they do to these stones is incredible to give them that sparkle and that shine that is so close to a diamond, it is not funny. I've had people stop me on the street whenever I go to reach for something like a bag or a shopping cart or anything like that. If anyone's looking at me, they will go, "Oh my God, that ring is incredible." And when I tell them it's a moissanite stone, they're like, "I cannot believe it. It looks exactly like a diamond." Not only to the naked eye, but even up close. I mean, I've had diamonds and this is so close. The only thing that gives it away really is the size. But I don't care. I love it big and bougie. I don't care. But for some of you, I know that big and bougie isn't your thing, which is why I'm going to create a smaller version in a 5 carat. Also, because this ring is going to be specially made for each of you. It is a custom made ring, so therefore I don't have stock sitting in a factory. We are making the stones and the rings to order, which means that we have a time frame of around about 6 weeks. It could be earlier, but I'd like to sort of, you know, make sure that I'm covering all the stops just in case. So there is a little bit of a wait, guys, if you are wanting to order one. This ring is one of those rings that, you know, once you have it, you'll have it for life. So because it is so special and because we are custom making it and creating the stones themselves as well, it does take a little bit of time. I will say though, guys, that the wait is definitely worth it. Okay, now I also have samples of all the other stones, and I will zoom in so you guys can have a good look. So I've got these in a 1 carat size. I originally was thinking I would do a 1 carat, but it's too small, girlfriend. It is too small. If you're gonna do it well, and if you don't want something massive like this, you can always go the 5 carat. The pricing is a little bit cheaper, but it's not a whole lot cheaper for a smaller stone, and that's because it's in creating that stone, not particularly the size. They are just beautiful. They have so much depth. These stones, these moissanites have so much depth, and you just basically have to decide what cut you want, and that really depends on how you want it to sort of shine. I love cushion cuts because they're cut very similar to rounds in the way that, you know, they're sort of chiseled. But oval is very, very modern. I think I've seen a few ovals out the past couple of months and I've thought that they're very timeless, very elegant. We also have the classic princess cut. I think this is a very beautiful stone. With a lot of princess cuts, they can be cut very shallow and they cannot have a lot of depth. And what I mean is when you look into a princess cut, you kind of, you know, you're sort of like, oh, it doesn't look as deep as the round or some of the others. This one looks amazing. This is how princess cuts are supposed to be cut. They are just absolutely stunning, has so much depth. Not too much rainbow. Now, if you guys know anything about fake diamonds or cubic zirconias or moissanite stones, some of them that aren't that good quality, a really big giveaway is the rainbow that you see. In a normal diamond, you just see whites, you know, whites and shimmer and light. Whereas in, say, a cubic zirconia, there's a rainbow effect that's in the shimmer, in the sparkle. And that usually gives it away. When someone looks at a diamond, if they can see that rainbow, they're like, fake. However, these, they don't really have the rainbow. When I say don't really, because there's still a depth, so there's still that many different colors, like shades of gray and silver and that sort of thing. However, you don't get that rainbow, that cheap rainbow look, which is so amazing. A part of me wishes that you guys were in the same room as me so that you could see what it was like in reality. The camera just doesn't compare, you know, to this. And then there's also the really beautiful pear. Pear was another one that I had a bit of a lust for. I really thought it was, because I'm half Asian, I found it very Asian. I found it, you know, very cultural. My mother's from Thailand, and that drop, the drop symbol is very iconic in Thailand. They have it on a lot of their masks and a lot of their buildings, and so I was thinking of doing a really big bougie one of them. However, I absolutely love my Radiant, and I love it because it elongates my fingers. I have really short, chubby fingers, and with the wrong ring on, they look even chubbier. But when I have this ring on, it doesn't look chubby because it's kind of lengthens my fingers because of the stone. So I'm gonna just go in a little bit closer, guys. Ignore my patchy fingers, it's fake tan week. But, you know, hopefully this gives you a little bit of insight into how this stone actually looks, how this setting looks. I'm keeping the setting exactly the same on all the rings. It's just the center stone that changes. These are all rounds along the band, and there's very good reason that these are rounds. If I wasn't to use rounds, I wasn't able to get this band as skinny as it is. It is a 3mm band. It's actually under 3mm. It's a 3mm band when it's polished. So, sorry, before it's polished. So what that means is, after it's polished, it loses a little bit of width. But I absolutely love how thin it is. It's super delicate, but it's not flimsy. It's very, I'm just going to take this off, see if I can sort of show you a little bit better. So you can sort of see there, and this open design makes it so easy to clean, and that is the whole point. I designed this so big and bougie so that we can get right in there and clean it and create this amazing sparkle. It's just stunning, guys. I mean, I've been wearing this ring for a couple of months, and because I wanted to test it before I told the world about it, and it has not faltered, it has not moved. These claws are completely secure. The stone has stayed the same color, and it will stay the same color. This is a forever ring, guys. This is a ring that, you know, you can really wear for the rest of your life, and it should be perfect. It's also the stamp inside, the 14 karat gold stamp. It's a code, I can't find it. It's so bloody tiny, but it is there. Because of this open design, I have made it so that we can get right in there and clean the ring. So with every purchase of this ring, I will be also putting in the pack, maybe not this exact one, but something very similar. I'm still sort of trying to source the best one. If I can't find anything better than this, then this will go in there. And this looks ridiculous, I know, guys. But what you do is you put this in where you have your toothbrush. Okay, so usually in the little cup or whatever that you have a toothbrush in, and in the mornings or a couple of times a week, I run this under warm water and I just move this. I just go like this on all the sides, like that, running under warm water. I also brush it over the top, and I brush the band, and it is the most sparkliest ring I have ever owned. And I have even owned real diamonds. All the info will be on the site. If you guys have any questions at all, please let me know. I hope that you guys find your perfect dream ring here. I would love to know your thoughts. I know that we can't all afford big bougie diamonds, and this is a great alternative if you're looking at wanting, you know, a really big, beautiful engagement ring, or a birthday ring, or a ring that you're going to remember and cherish forever. This is that piece. I deliberately didn't go down the route of buying something cheap that was sterling silver or poor quality. Not to say that sterling silver is poor quality, it's not. But the factories that I found that were going to make sterling silver, their quality just was not good. So I'm still looking to see if I need to satisfy that need for you guys. But that kind of ring, because the moissanites are a little bit pricey, it is still going to be quite expensive for a sterling silver ring. So I thought, well, we might as well just make it in real gold. And that way, it's a really, really special piece. I hope you got a really good look at the ring. It is so bougie and so beautiful. That hidden halo just pops out when you turn it to the side or down below. And they will all have a hidden halo if possible. Well, they all will. So now you just got to work out what stone shape you want and what metal you want. And what size. Do you want the big and bougie, or do you want the 5 carat? This is not the 5 carat, obviously. This is roughly, now this is an estimate, between 18 and 28 carats would be the size of these stones. And I'm giving you a rough estimate here because depending on the cut, depending on the shape, so a round will have a different weight to a cushion, and will have a different weight to a radiant, etc. Okay, so that's why they kind of vary. But you know, all the measurements and everything like that will be online, so you guys can have a look. There you go, guys. What do you think of my big bougie ring? It is just something that I'm going to treasure forever. Tell me if any of these stones would be right for you. I would love to hear your thoughts, and if this is something that you would consider purchasing as a really special kind of piece. Well guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope to see you next time in my next video. Bye for now.